Happy Friday, everyone. A 5K is 5,000 meters or 3.12 miles, and we want everyone in Umatilla and the surrounding area to be able to complete that distance without any hesitation. You may be thinking, I absolutely can. I do it every day, not a problem. Maybe you're thinking I could do it, but I'd like to do it faster and without having to think about it. Or maybe you're thinking there's absolutely no way I can do it. I'm going to need some serious help for that. And regardless of who you are, this podcast is intended to help you get to that point and do it better. On November 14th, we're going to line up for the Umatilla Kiwanis 5K right here in Cadwell Park. And I'm going to walk you through right now what the next 13 weeks can look like for you to get to that point and to do this race the best you possibly can. If you missed last week's episode, I sat down with Logan Wilson, the president of the Umatilla Kiwanis Club, and we talked about this race and where the money goes and what we're going to do this year to make it even better. And today I'm going to talk about what we do best here at TillaFit, and that's the fitness. We've created 2 completely free 13-week training programs for this race with the help of our member Harley, who has an extensive running background. One is for the person who wants to go from the couch to completing their first 5K. The other is for someone who has already been running and wants to cross the finish line with a new personal best. But before I get into either program, I want to talk to the person who's currently thinking, I'm not a runner and there's no way I can do this. That's okay, you don't have to be. In fact, I really can't recommend this race enough for someone who's simply trying to just be a better version of themselves. This is a runner and walking friendly race. The first year TillaFit participated in this race, my grandma in her 80s completed it and finished with a medal around her neck. And the second year we participated, Izzy's grandma participated and walked with both of her great-grandchildren. So maybe your goal isn't running a 20-minute 5K or running a mile without stopping. It's to set a routine and put something on your calendar that's going to put you out of your comfort zone and, again, help you become a better version of yourself. A 5K can also be a great gateway into something more. Exercising more consistently, eating a little healthier, sleeping a little better, feeling more confident, eventually realizing that you're capable of accomplishing incredible things, and this race can be that stepping stone into something more, and this program can be that for you as well. So we have 2 programs. Both of them start on Monday, August 17th, so next Monday. Both programs are 13 weeks long, and one of them is a Couch to 5K program, and the other one is a PR Your 5K program. Both programs have 2 recommended workouts with 1 optional workout. We're not asking you to completely reorganize your life around running for either of these programs. We're asking you to carve out a couple of opportunities each week to work towards something. This may sound harsh, but 20 minutes is available in all of our days. We can find that, and our first couple weeks in both of these programs, that's all we're asking for, is 20 minutes of time to get out, do something challenging, and to take a step towards something that's going to help us become better. So I'm going to start with the Couch to 5K program. I'm now going to have the screen covered by it. This program is designed for someone with minimal running experience. Maybe you've never completed a 5K before, maybe you haven't run in years, and if running half a mile without stopping sounds extremely difficult right now, this program is made for you. The biggest thing I want you to understand when looking at this program is we're not going to ask you to run 3 miles on day 1. We're going to build you there little by little and week by week. And now we're going to take a look at it and actually kind of dive into what these workouts look like. So session 1, week 1, it's your very first workout. You're going to do 5 sets of a 1-minute run followed by a 2-minute walk. When you complete both the 1-minute run and the 2-minute walk, that's your first of 5 sets, and you're going to do that for 5 rounds. If you do the math really quickly, it's 3 minutes per set for 5 rounds, 15 minutes of total time. That's it. Doesn't include your warm-up, but 5 minutes of a warm-up and you're good to go. So what your running pace should feel like is something super easy. This might be the first time you've gone out and run in years, so we're not asking you to do anything crazy. Go out, move at a pace that's comfortable, that you can hold for 1 minute, and not be completely gassed when you're done. When you then move into the 2-minute walk, it should be something that you can recover during, you can catch your breath on, and that you can go back to your 1-minute run feeling pretty confident. Both session 1 and session 2, your first week, are the same exact workout. Session number 3, like I mentioned earlier, is always an optional workout. As the weekly session guidelines say, it's optional and can be either biking or walking. Your third session is going to help alleviate muscle soreness and enhancing just overall cardiovascular health. When you progress down into the program, your running time is going to increase while your resting or walking time is going to stay the same or decrease. So your second week, you're now going to run for 1.5 minutes and you're going to walk for 2 minutes again. But if you progress down to week number 7, you're going to do 3 minutes of running with 1.5 minutes of walking. So now you're running more and you're walking less, and over time, this is going to help build that confidence running and building up that strength and cardiovascular health to be able to run for longer durations of time. For this program, it's super important that you set baby steps. We don't want to obsess over speed. We don't want to compare your pace to somebody else. If we tell you to walk, you should walk. If we tell you to run, you should run. And your job is not to prove how fit you are on week number 1. Your job is simple: be able to complete week number 2 feeling healthy and strong. Over 13 weeks, those small sessions will begin stacking on top of another. The running interval gets longer, the confidence starts to grow, and you start to improve. For the PR Your 5K program, we've now switched over to that. We're going to take a quick look and talk about those workouts. The structure is the same. Session 1 and session 2 are recommended. Both of those sessions look very similar in the week, but each week they progress and get a little bit harder. Session 3 is always an optional. So the only difference between this program and the Couch to 5K program is your runs are now intended to be at a tempo or a faster pace. So you're going to start with 5 sets of a 1-minute tempo run and a 2-minute easy run. So basically what it would look like is if I go out and start running, I'm going to go 1 minute really quick. I'm then going to slow that run down into something conversational and easy and run for 2 minutes at that slow pace. That's going to be 15 minutes of consistent running. 5 of it will be fast, 10 of it will be slow. We do have paired with this a guide, which is the pacing guide chart on the Kiwanis website, sent out in our newsletter, and I can share it with you, based on what your goal pace is. So if you would like to accomplish a 5K in 27 minutes, we recommend that your tempo run be completed at a 9-minute and 12-second mile-per-hour pace. You can use a watch to figure this out, or you can use a track or a measured distance to time yourself in those intervals. The closer you are to those paces, the better. We obviously want to hold those or slightly faster if possible. Each week in the PR Your 5K training program, it progressively gets harder. So your running distance will increase and your easy or your tempo run timing will increase, and your easy run paces will stay the same and or decrease over time. It's very similar to the Couch to 5K program, except you're running the entire duration and you'll be running at harder paces. That is both programs. And now the last little part here. Whether you're doing the Couch to 5K program or your PR Your 5K program, you should set very minimal expectations for yourself. The only goal in both of these programs is to remain consistent. You're going to do week number 1, you're then going to do week number 2, and then you're going to do week number 3, and you're going to miss workouts. We all do. You're going to have busy weeks, and that's completely normal. Missing one workout doesn't ruin the entire 13-week program. Quitting the 13-week program does, in fact, not result in you completing the task at hand or completing your mission. November 14th, we're all going to stand on that starting line in Cadwell Park. We're all going to wake up early, put our shoes on. We've all put in the work for this 13-week cycle that we're going through, and some of us are going to go out there and try to run our absolute best, and some of us are going to go out there and just try to finish this thing. But as long as everyone puts in their best effort and becomes a better version of themselves and uses this as an opportunity to become better after November 14th and progress into something new and something challenging, everyone's going to win. So pick your program, put November 14th on your calendar for the Kiwanis 5K. Please start with us next week, August 17th, for the given or chosen program that you have, and don't worry about where you're at today. All that matters is where we're going to be at in 13 weeks when we hit that start line, and I look forward to seeing you guys there, and let's make it happen.